This is gonna be a really short video. Before I say goodnight, I got an easy topic to talk about. It's called finding your place or your success, and it's through trial and error. You gotta sorry you gotta come up with some kind of idea, right? That something you're gonna do. For example, you want to become a mechanic. I should probably reflect this back on myself. Let's say I've already talked about myself. It won't make any difference. You want to become a mechanic, right? And you don't care what kind of vehicle it is, whether it's a truck or a two-door, a sedan, a van, a minivan, whatever it is. Okay, you want to work on. You want to become a mechanic. You want to get good at it. Whatever you want to do, you create a plan. You say, I gotta succeed like this, and then you do it, and then you become good at fixing cars. Okay. Or even kind of replenishing cars or putting them in better shape than they are. Just learn how to work on cars. So what would trial and error be? I guess it would be like trial and error. What would it be like? Well, first of all, they have like trade schools, right? I think in states they call them community colleges, and here they call them trade schools. Go to a trade school, maybe do an apprenticeship or do some kind of course for a year. Work on cars, and do your thing. So work on cars, do your thing. See how it works out. And if it's working out well, you might just have found your career. Depending on how old you are, you could be depending on how old you are, you could make some kind of plan, right? If you're relatively young, you can get into it, and as a student, start fixing the cars up, right? Less pressure and whatnot, and do your thing. And then when you're young enough, find somebody or find a place to work there. Try to tell them, like, you gotta gauge your confidence level. So once you're learning and you do your thing, you gotta gauge your confidence level. Are you ready to just work on anything on the car? You know what I mean? Even like physical, taking stuff apart, putting this on, putting that on, engine work, whatever. You might not even be comfortable yet. You might say, hey, all I want to, can you guys keep me to like the basics? You're going to be doing changing brakes. You're going to be doing changing the oil. You're going to learn how to do I don't know, I think they call it a 9-point inspection or something. You're gonna find out how to do a basic inspection of a vehicle, which usually you may do when you do the oil change. But you do what you have to do, and gauge yourself. If you're not confident yet, but you feel like you'll get there eventually, tell them, I want to start slow. Show me the most basic of things. You know what I mean? How to check the brakes. You know what I mean? Whatever you have to do, right? I know engines are quite complex. There's a lot of things in there. You know what? You start with changing tires. You just want to change tires. Start with changing tires. Okay, that's relatively that's not that difficult to do. Changing tires is not that hard. What else? What else is there in the engine? I don't know that much about car engines, to be honest. I'm not confident at all. If I was doing that, I really get into stuff. So if I was doing that, which I wouldn't, because I have an issue with working on cars. My issue with working on cars And a mechanic would say that's a non-issue, but it's my issue, and he would say it's a non-issue. We would disagree, but my issue with working on cars is I don't want to work on a car on its engine, and the car is hot. That's it. That's all it is. Now he's gonna say, dude, if you make sure the car is cool, you know the car is not hot, and you can work on it. Regardless, I don't want to work on it. I'm not gonna change the oil on a car when it's so fucking hot. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna be touching stuff inside when it's fucking hot. You know what I mean? Sometimes you actually have to start the car up and get it to a certain heat level, or get a little hot to check things out. You know what I mean? A lot of mechanics burn their hands and stuff like that in the beginning, but that's reality. That's life. And maybe I should reflect on myself. I mean, you know, interior work isn't really that big of a deal, you know, like replacing seats and things like that. That's kind of like, it's almost like doing interior decoration. I don't even count that really as being a mechanic. Is like you're working with mechanicals. I guess even here's an easy thing you can do. Right, you can ask them to do. They have I think it's called like a wheel rotation or something. I don't even remember, but I've gotten it done. It's like a wheel rotation. It goes out of whack, and then they gotta reset it and everything. There's that. You know, see something leaking, you gotta check what's leaking. I don't know, but I don't want to do it. If you love cars, though, why not? You know, if you have like, if your room is covered in posters of cars, and you love cars, and you watch, and you're all crazy about vehicles, get into it, man. Get into it. You know, it might pay off one day. It won't be. It could be your living one day. So go for it. I hope that idea is general enough that it can work with almost anything. And I think I'm good. I'm gonna wrap this up, and I think this is the last video. So good night.